One question, I guess not really much of a question, but more of a comment is that I really like when you guys start with the fundamental problem, explaining that we're shifting from a web-based system to guys. We're shifting from a web-based system to a more application-based. But when you were talking about your marketing plan, I was a little frustrated because you started talking about physical billboards. And I don't know if you ever used a billboard and paid for it, but the money you can spend on a billboard, you can do so many things online in terms of marketing, and it would be 10 times cheaper. And one thing I have to say about your business model, I would recommend is that I believe that you mentioned you want to start up with the Apple, right? You want to start with the iPhone. That's where you're going to be building
all the four
at the same time.
Well, gradually, but like
Okay, yeah, that's
not
what.
like year.
Yeah, initially you want to start with the iPhone, right?
Yeah, that could work.
Okay.
Well, don't let him put words in your
Okay,
mouth.
so
How
we
will
wanted
you
to
start?
do all four basically at the same time. There was nothing that's more important to us than the other.
Okay. Well, first of all, that's almost impossible. I have a little bit of experience working in that industry, and that's not going to happen. But one thing,
Well,
I don't see why not.
with
I'm
10
sorry,
engineers,
I'm sorry,
it's
I'm
really
sorry, but
difficult.
you telling them that it's impossible to launch on four platforms. Let's
At
just
the
say
same
there are
time.
other people who would disagree with Yusuf on this, okay?
Okay, all right. I can talk with them if they want to disagree with me. That's
Yeah.
fine. But one thing I want to say is that typically, if you want to start with the iPhone platform, you don't want to rely on the ads because that market hasn't matured enough yet. The iAd market.
Right.
In the Android, that's definitely the way to go because there's a lot of fragmentation issues. But I would recommend going with more like a subscription-based, like having like a freeware version and like a full-fledged version in the iPhone market. That's what I would recommend.
Right, like Arjun said that you can pay 99 cents to get rid of the ads.